Wow, good morning. Okay. I just recorded this video, but I'm gonna do it again because it was in the wrong angle and you didn't need to see all that. So, it's been an interesting last 7 days. So, all last week I was listening to the Prince of Egypt soundtrack, and I haven't been listening to it for any other reason than it's a really good soundtrack. Like, they're amazing songs, beautiful chorus, instruments, everything is great. And so I have a 6-year-old son, and we've been listening to this soundtrack all week. We've been listening to Through Heaven's Eyes on repeat, and Deliver Us on repeat, and All I Ever Wanted on repeat. And we were just watching this just for entertainment purposes, and Saturday had choir practice, and it didn't register to me yet that one of the songs that we were singing is about Exodus. It is Deliver Me by Donald Lawrence and Leandria Johnson, and the parentheses, this literally says, "This is my Exodus." And so, we go to choir practice. Choir practice is cool or whatever. We get through all the songs and everybody knows their parts. Everything's great. Saturday night, I watched The Prince of Egypt. And I'm watching it differently because I haven't really seen this movie as an adult. And as a child, Ramses is the bad guy, right? But as an adult, you understand Ramses's dilemma. You understand his dilemma because he doesn't know Moses is God. He has a legacy to uphold, and if he fails, which was already predetermined by the Lord, but if he fails, then he is the one that brought down an entire empire. A lot of pressure, So as an adult, I can see why Ramses was trying so hard to hold on to what was keeping Egypt prosperous. But, God's will always going to be done regardless. So I watched the movie or whatever, and it hit a little bit differently. And yesterday we had service, and we sang the song, "This is my Exodus," and it clicked in my mind that Exodus was not just about God delivering his people out of the hands of Egypt or out of bondage. It wasn't just about that. It was about the fact that the only one who could deliver God's people from enslavement, because you can't self-deliver yourself. They didn't have weapons. They didn't have a way to fight the Egyptians in order to gain back their lives. And so the only one who could get them out was the Lord. The only one who could deliver them was the Lord. And along with that clicking in my mind, it also clicked in my mind that, like, we ask for deliverance for these, small things. If you go through all of Jesus's healings, all of Jesus's deliverance, all of it was quick. It wasn't like something that required a whole lot of work. Being delivered is a quick work that the Lord can do for us. It's not something that you have to fight for. Like, it's not like him moving a entire people from one place to another that should have taken a short period of time and ended up taking 400 years. It's not like that. It's something where if you ask God and you are sincere in your heart and you truly give your life to him, he can do it like that. He can do it like that. It's not something that has to take a long time. And so when I looked at my life and I was like, Lord, there are things that I clearly have not fully surrendered to you, because if I was truly trusting you to deliver me from this, it could have been done. It would have been done. And so I find myself asking God to increase my faith. and praying to see that come to fruition, and praying that for everyone else as well, that we don't have to hold up our family's legacies. We don't have to hold up generational curses. Slavery is probably the worst generational curse, especially in other countries where if your parent was a slave, you're gonna be a slave. Like, you don't have a choice. And it's such a blessing to have a God who is your redeemer. Like, you don't have to seek redemption from anywhere else. The Lord is our redeemer. I don't have to, as long as I follow his way, I don't have to seek other places to get what I need. He gives it willingly to those who trust in him, who believe in him, and who are obedient. And so that's all that I had to say, that it's so beautiful, that like the show of Exodus, the spectacle of Exodus is, it's not that I can just deliver you from these things internally or from situations, whatever. I can move a whole people, despite how sinful they are, despite how far away from me that they aren't really able to know me within themselves, because this was pre-Christ. So the people were far away from God in their hearts, and Aaron and Moses were the ones that were, talking to God on the people's behalf and bringing instructions from the Lord, and they were expected to see those instructions through to their completion by the people. But we have a shortcut to the Lord via Jesus Christ, in where the same things he said out of his own mouth, the same things and more that he was able to do, that we will also be able to do. These signs should follow those that believe. And so it's really always, every day, every situation that we experience is just a question of our faith. And so if you have faith enough to believe God to make you who he created you to be, and not to remain the person that you've been, or remain in the excuses that everybody else around you uses, everyone else in your family uses, to step out of that and into who he has created you to be, whatever that is, we can prosper, and we can be in his will, which is the greatest place for any of us to ever be. And so it was interesting to experience Exodus internally, to experience exiting from the way of the world of my old self into now truly relying and depending on Christ with my whole heart, in Jesus' name. So y'all be blessed. Have a good week.